Preparing to live stream the meeting. Should have heard my voice 2 days ago. And
You should have tried to sing a song when you were that hoarse, Peter.
rolling.
Well, welcome everyone to the Art of Songwriting, featuring some great songs from some incredibly articulate songwriters. We'll be listening to a lot of different stuff tonight, having some discussion about it, and we're glad that you're here. If, in fact, you're here, which, I don't know, you must be somewhere.
Here, which, there, which, everywhere, which.
Anyway, so Peter, why don't we start? We were going to start with your song.
Yeah, let's do that. Here's a song called Olivia. You've heard it. Well, you've heard of my first swipe at it, and people thought it was pretty disgusting. No, not really, but it was. It had some. It was creepy. It's because it's about an old guy and a young girl. Now it's less creepy, I think. Well, anyway, I tried to make it. I actually started out thinking I was making ranchera, but let's see what I did. Here we go.
Don't forget to put the words up, right?
Yeah. Do you see him? Okay. See the words?
Yeah. I do.
Let's listen. Quería hablar español, and so I wandered my way to Bolivia. Now for my cell in the heart of La Paz, I pine for my lovely Olivia. Olivia appeared like a long-lost dream from heaven. She said God had hastened her. Set by elixir of love, she implored my trust, then I readily placed in her. We sang to the stars of the southern sky and sipped sucumbe tea and lemonade. Danced to the whims of her passion until Felicia cut short our escapade. Olivia, if God sent you down from the sky to me, Olivia, when I ask you your age, why'd you lie to me? Sentence may outlive my life, but now I must not let misery harden me. Locked in La Paz for the rest of my life, I pray Presidente may pardon me. Olivia, if God sent you down from the sky to me, Olivia, when I ask you your age, why'd you lie to me? My lovely Olivia, of course I forgive ya. Olivia, I give ya my love. Olivia, te doy mi amor. Did you hear that rolled R at the end? It's pretty deep. Yeah. Well, what on? There it is.
Very operatic.
Operatic, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of I was thinking of ranchera, romantic, and then I was thinking of what the hell was that song? I'll think of it later. I think I want to make it clearer that I'm putting my trust in her really meant I gave her all my money then we got busted when she was seducing me or him. And then he's in La Paz. And I might repeat the fact that instead of let my misery harden me, even something like the fact that she betrayed, even though she betrayed me, won't harden me. And well, maybe I'll get a pardon. Olivia, I love you. Olivia, I forgive you. What do you think?
A little less creepy.
Oh, no, it's definitely different. It's definitely different. Yeah.
Can you
Well,
put the words back
I
up, Peter?
Huh?
Put the words back up. Second.
Okay.
What we're talking about.
Yeah, because I mean, he also could have been tricked into she really wasn't underage. Just, he was fooled, and they busted him to get his money. That's kind of what I think happened, and I don't know. There you are. I was wondering also if the bump, 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 the bass line is like too driving for the whole other floating kind of music.
Mhm.
The vocal was way up, so it was hard to hear the instruments in context, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I had to really listen hard to hear the background music.
Oh, really? Well, my headphones are like bringing it all right, it's
So who
piped
did
into me.
David, did you do the background music? Did you do the arrangement? Who did
No.
the background music?
I did it all.
You did it all. So
Yeah.
what is the background music?
It's trumpets and strings.
Hmm.
I actually could.
It's a
go
little
ahead.
muddled. It's a little muddled in the background. I'd like to hear it more. I'd like to hear it more balanced. So there's more
Mhm.
dynamics between the music and the lyrics. Of course, that takes some real skill because that's a complex little song.
Yeah,
It's hard to really know as good a job as you've done with it, that someone who was a little bit more adept at singing something as complicated as could probably, communicate it much more
Mhm.
effectively, so we can get a better idea. I mean, generally, in concept, it's great. I mean, and this music is beautiful, though I'd like to hear it a little bit more clearly.
The melody, I like the melody. I'm happy with
See,
the
I'm not getting the
melody.
melody. That's where I'm missing the melody.
Oh, didn't you hear it in the guitar solo?
A little bit, yeah, more so in the guitar solo. Yeah, I need to hear that again. The guitar solo is very clear
Jason.
and good. It's good.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually thought I could hear the background music actually pretty well, at least on my headphones. Some ends.
Headphones, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think you're asking too about was it driving it too much? I thought maybe a little bit.
Okay.
And I even thought too the tempo could be maybe just a tad slower. But anyway, yeah, I really thought the guitar solo was really clear
Yeah,
for me.
definitely.
And I do like the melodies you've got going on. And I would say I heard I guess the first version. This is way less creepy. So definitely, good there.
Okay, good, thanks. Rick?
It might be, I think if you were to, I've wandered down to Bolivia and now, my heart in La Paz. It might be kind of interesting to do something like, it's easy, a young man from, he's like 25, he's working, he got it, he came down and visited his uncle and he fell in love, and it never occurred to him that this woman was underage, and that kind of a thing, more than some, the way it sits right now, the implication is this, the age difference is quite broad. And I think that it might be better to shorten it and make this about a gullible guy that never fell in love before, and and he's in jail for having had made love with somebody who was underage, and that kind of thing. I think that might be a better direction lyrically, and make it just sort of a stance where this guy just was really naive.
There's a Marty Robbins song like where a guy gets mixed up, kind of, yeah. But you know, he doesn't have to be old anymore. It used to be in the octogenarian. It's the only thing that makes him older is he gives her all of his money, and you know, young kid might not have. So I have to change all that. Maybe another verse to like, you know, yeah.
You know, I think Rick's idea is a good one, but I also think that there are two lines in the song that emphasize that maybe you could substitute that wouldn't make it quite as, I guess the word is creepy. One of them is you know, he now knows she's underage, so maybe he shouldn't be pining for her.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I give you my love. So it's like he hasn't learned anything,
He
which
hasn't learned anything, yeah.
you know, may be the case, but it still has that weird edge to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I do like about Rick's comment is that when you know have this guy be somewhere in his early 20s, something like that, it does, I think, really take that creepy elements almost away.
Yeah.
And then you could even, I think, still get away with some of those like still kind of longing for her a little bit. It's less creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. You know, it's more
Okay.
like, I was thinking when Jason was talking, remember the Kinks song Lola?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I
also,
don't know the King song.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also I was gonna say too, it would make more sense, I think, why, she's attracted to him, maybe makes her seem a little bit more wholesome, or a little more innocent, maybe.
Yeah. Then I lose when I ask your age why you lie. You know, it's even creepier is the age of consent in Bolivia is 14.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah,
30 years.
we're all going with Rick's idea here.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
And he's probably just about to graduate from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's there with the Peace Corps. And yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for all that. I think that means I maybe if I continue with this song, it's another overhaul.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it is much better.
Okay, thank you.
What was the inspiration of that song, Peter?
Oh,
Do you want to know, Vic? Are you sure you want to know?
actually, there's a little joke
I
there.
do, because I've heard it all.
Okay.
Oh, you've heard it?
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a young lady down the street named Holly, and she came walking down the street with her sister. She's like 37, and she came walking down with her younger sister and introduced me. And he said her name was Olivia, and I said, I don't know what happened. My mouth just went, Olivia, love you. Olivia, I love you. And I go,
Musical
wait a
name.
minute, that was a mistake, and we all had a big laugh. So I'm going around going, Olivia, I love you, I love you, Olivia, Olivia, I give you my love. You know, I'm just tripping around with Olivia, I love you, Olivia. And the memory of meeting that girl who may have been in her 20s was like, Olivia, yeah, old man, he just swept off his feet, by meeting this pretty girl. And he just said, I love you. So, but, and that's how it developed. But
Okay,
that was the
we have
hook.
a few more. So thank you,
Hi,
Peter.
Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
and
Hi,
everyone.
Sandy.
So, Sander.
I guess we have, I don't know, a song by someone else in the group. That would be who? Me.
Yeah, it's next. You
Okay.
want to go do your thing? Tell me what to do.
Just play it and put up the words and play it, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay. And this one is called We All Come Home. Oh, yeah. I like this. You know what? Why is it not here? What the hell is going on? Has it got a different name? Oh, it's called, I'm looking at a W. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm looking under W.
Yeah, I did that to myself. I was thinking I lost it and I forgot I left the we out.
Yeah,
You can call it whatever you want.
yeah. Okay, let's share and have some fun. There's your thing. See it?
Yep.
And let's see if you can hear it.
all come home when we hear the bell. We all come home with some tales to tell. A little ragged, a little spent, a little broad, maybe a little bent, but we all come home. We all come home. We all come home with the songs we sing, with the scars we earn, the guitars we string, played well, at least the best we could. Maybe burned it down when we thought we should. And we all come home. We all come home. Though we slip our chains to have our fun, we all come home when day is done. Sing it out, we sing it proud. A little deaf, maybe a little loud, but we sing it clear, we sing it bold, old as time, each song's gold. We all come home, and we all come home. Some of us wander far away, but we're all back home by end of day. We all come home. 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 We all come home.
Bravo.
The rocker.
Yeah, kick-ass rocker. Nice one. Oh, man.
The march.
Well, yes. When you said, March, it's a great, it's like stay a little bit longer. Somebody who played that, it's always at the end of their concerts and, singing about the trip, being a performer. But it's almost a hymn. It could almost be hymn-like, especially when you do it. We all come home. I was trying to make it that way, with the strings, whatever that could mean, but not guitar. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, we all come home when the day is done. Hey, what do you mean by a little broad? Underage?
A little larger,
Larger? Okay.
fatter.
What about a guitar solo?
What's that?
What about a guitar solo break?
Sure. I don't know. I think the song's long enough. I suppose it could
Yeah.
go over those chords in the middle, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't make the
That's
song
all-
any longer.
No, I wouldn't do it just because it's something you gotta always do. I just
Yeah.
kind of open for one, yeah. What do you think, guys? Oh, I'm sorry. You're the
I hear bagpipes.
MC.
What? You what?
Mute him.
Bagpipes.
Okay.
Actually, I heard bagpipes, but that was just distortion. No,
Well, you
actually,
know,
it's funny.
actually,
At some point I thought about this song with and bagpipes in the same moment. I actually wrote the song a little over a year ago, but I wrote it in the key of D, and when I sang it, I sounded like ragged and spent.
Yeah, okay.
So I was doing something for another song I was working on. I said, "Hey, why don't I just change the key?" So I changed the key from D to G, and I think
Ooh.
that works really well
Yeah.
for my voice. So,
But I agree with Peter. It does have a bit of a him like tone to it as well.
Yeah.
well, I
March.
think I agree. I agree. Doesn't actually have to make sense as him, but it could be slowed down. Which I actually started working on a version slowed down just to see
I
what
think
it's.
you could. I think you could
it's-
probably do both. You could slow it down and then bring it back up.
Mm.
You know, drop it down into more of a
You mean in-
hymnal kind of a thing, and then
you mean
bring it
this
back up
arrangement?
with that full blasted march. Marching off, coming home from war.
I think we're all going, to die in the same place. We all go home. I mean, people talk about, dying is going home, but it's end of life. We all end up in the same place, which is kind of been done, but
Well, you might find the story behind the song interesting.
okay, yeah.
I started this song like on a Wednesday after one of our meetings.
Oh.
And I think it might have been something Steve Saunders said about, coming back, getting back into doing music again. And he'd been doing something else, I guess. And I really don't know what. But then I started thinking about the people I knew in the group. And we all did this.
Yeah.
And so then I thought, okay, we're all back. And it's like, wow, we're coming back just like we're back from the wars with our guitars. Except
Yeah.
So that's where the song came from.
David did a unplugged version, which is interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I thought of it as the guy on the last tour, we're all coming home. I'm thinking movie-like thing. And then when he's home, he's sitting around the fire just singing it. We all come home. But two versions. Rick.
Yeah, well, I liked I like some of the lyrics, but I'm kind of hung up with where we all come home. I'm not quite sure what that means. And but through the explanation, through this conversation, I'm starting to maybe understand a little bit better,
Because it means some different things to different people.
Yeah.
When I first heard it, I thought I was, back in the backyard playing with my friends, and my mother said, "Okay, it's dinner time.
Yep.
Everybody come home."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was my first image when I first started hearing it. That's the first thing I thought about.
Mm-hmm. When we hear the bell, we used to have to come home when the street lights went on.
Dinner time.
Yeah.
That's not what they went about.
A lot of people come back to what they did when they were younger, when they have the time to do it again.
So you think that what it means is we all come back to our initial idea of who we are?
Um,
Do we ever escape it?
that's
Oh.
yeah.
Well, that's the journey.
I
That's
think
the-
maybe we rediscover who we are and who we've always been. Maybe we change, but we don't change.
yeah, but so it's a way, it's a thought-provoking idea. So, I'm getting my head around that maybe that's what it is that, we all, maybe we go through a lot of time trying to become somebody else. But it's hard. But eventually we all return to who we are inside, I guess. I don't know. We drop a lot of pretensions as we get older,
Mhm.
a lot of the bullshit kind of fades away,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. Maybe not. It depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't write it with specific, with a specific intent, or focus, but it is sort of amorphous. It's kind of, you make of it what you want, and
Mhm.
not everyone has a guitar. Not everyone hears a bell, right? But there's a certain, there's a certain universality to the fact that, we're all back home by end of day, wherever home was.
Mhm.
Definitely a universal theme.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't, Peter, we have what, 5 other songs to do, so.
Yeah, you want to move along? I mean, it's up to you. Well, we got,
Anyone want to hear it again?
Hmm.
I wouldn't mind, but
Yeah.
Sure.
Fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
do it
say
again.
we just do it.
Okay.
all right. Yeah, we're still sharing, so I'll just hit it.
We all come home when we hear the bell. We all come home with some tales to tell. A little ragged, a little spent, a little broad, maybe a little bent, but we all come home. We all come home. We all come home with the songs we sing, with the scars we earn, the guitars we string, played well, at least the best we could. Maybe burned it down when we thought we should. And we all come home. We all come home. Though we slip our chains to have our fun, we all come home when day is done. We sing it out, we sing it proud. A little deaf, maybe a little loud, but we sing it clear, we sing it bold. Old as time, each song is gold. We all come home, and we all come home. You're all back home by end of day. We all come home. 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 We all come home.
Yeah.
I like it where you bring the drums in, it really builds there at the end.
Yeah, strong and beautiful. Oh, I really liked scars that are earned. And then, of course, scars, guitars, alliteration, assonance, whatever it's called. Nice, nice. Just a nice lyrical lyrics.
And listening to it the second time, I do think you could add a guitar solo in there without even extending the length. I mean, you got plenty of space, I think, especially after the day is done. You've got quite a good spot, and then you can incorporate it, I think, again in later too. You've got a few spaces that are just a little bit open where you can kind of work it up, and I think on an outro it would just add an extra layer onto like the building up you're already doing. So I think it would complement it really well too.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Do you know any guitar players might be able to do that? Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, I can help you out.
Great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, let's do
Great.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. We'll
Rip it.
figure out how to get it to you.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks. That's great. That makes the whole evening worthwhile. Not the evening wasn't worthwhile. But...
Not that it wasn't already, or that it's not going to continue to be.
Okay, and speaking of continue to be, how's that for a segue?
Oh, nice one. Nice, smooth one.
We haven't heard a Peter Lloyd song for a good half hour. So, Peter,
Yes.
want to say anything about your song?
Well, I can tell you the origin of it again. You'll see that my songs come from like some, my wife and I are both raised by brutal fathers. That was Second World War. We had to make everybody tougher, I guess. I don't know. But if we ever scolded and started simpering crying, it was like, I'll give you something to cry about. And that meant you were going to get whooped. So I took that and I wrote a nasty little lyric about two lovers, and she's always bitching about first world problems. And I'll give you something to cry about. I'm leaving, And I go, nah. And I said, well, then I searched look for some sad stories, and let's cry about this, and ended up saying, well, as a songwriter, yeah, I make people cry, and well, this is how I feel about it. So that's where we are. That makes sense? Sounds like I prepared that almost.
Okay.
You're right.
There we go.
Tear or two never hurt no one, may even do us some good. Well, I've got some sad, sad stories. Listen up if you would. Bob never missed a day of work till they showed him the door. Would have snagged a 30-year bonus, just needed one day more. Could not face his wife and kids, went to where the whiskey flowed. Had the very first drink of his life, then a few more for the road. Found his way back home somehow. In the yard he kicked his cat, made it up the front porch steps, dropped dead on the welcome mat. You want something to cry about? You want to feel a little pain? I'll give you something to cry about. Make your tears fall like rain. Tom used to say, I'm a lucky man, 'cause he was made of hard stuff. Gave his girl all the love he had, but it just wasn't enough. Doctor said, Tom, prepare yourself. Her life is slipping away. He had to tell her his very first lie. Honey, you're gonna be okay. Promised her he'd never leave her side, and he would not take it back. Then the graveyard got real dark, and his whole world went black. You want something to cry about? You want to feel a little pain? I'll give you something to cry about. Make your tears fall like rain. I may have broken a heart or two. Yeah, I've made some people cry. It's not that I wanted to, 'cause I'm not that kind of guy. But a tear or two never hurt no one, may even do us some good. I've told some sad, sad stories. I'd take them all back if I could. Yeah, take them all back if I could.
There you go.
Mm.
Good one.
I think
But
so.
where's Ed Gutfreund when you need him?
Yeah, where the heck is he? Yeah, he was sent some lyrics, but he never showed up. Yeah. Oh,
I'm trying to figure this one out, Pete. So where it's coming from. So
okay.
but I mean, I had a dad like that too. So
Well, I'm not so much about the dad as much as
I know.
taking that line. And I know you had a good laugh at Drop Dead on the Welcome Mat. I had an old blues song. Life's like that. You work all day, you come in, you drop dead on the welcome mat. Which is supposed to be painfully ironic. I mean, it's got a little, I think I have a little bit of he stopped loving her today. That's almost sentimental, but it's about singing sad songs, and it's about sad stories, and they're good, but wish I didn't have to tell them, that kind of my feelings about all that.
Yep.
Well, the way you framed it made that really grabbed me when you said
Which one?
Well, when you told in your preamble to the song when you were talking about when you said what your father would say to you, I'll give you something to cry about, because I don't know if all of us had a situation with your parents would they said something like that to you. I hope you didn't, but most of us probably did, because it's not a nice thing to say, but to your child, I don't think. But in any case, it's meaningful, and it is something that happens quite a bit, unfortunately. And the way it's framed is interesting. The way you've used it to frame this.
What songwriters do. I mean,
right.
Yeah. We make you cry, and
it's
well, it's the whole thing is like the most, most pertinent thing or relevant thing to me that could be this about is about how child abuse is inherited, how the father, particularly the father, was treated a certain way when he grew up, and taught that that's what he should have been. He should be a man, and not to show any emotion, and all that kind of stuff. And that direction of like, though as unpleasant as that subject is, that could be something that I think could be worth exploring. I mean, to me, because I'm not quite sure what this song is about. You know, so, but you know, that's my take. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, Peter, you said the song is about having to sing sad songs, right?
Yeah, it's about singing sad. It's a song about singing sad songs, and there are sad stories. And here's something to cry about. I'll give you something to cry about. You know, I mean, you think you know, I got some. Listen up. Here's some sad stories. It's okay to cry. I mean, you know, I know it's kind of leaves me. It doesn't have quite the edges that Rick wants. Like that's what this song is about. But to me, it can go a lot of different ways. And man, I'm really happy with it. You know,
Okay, well, good, and I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
So there's one line.
It's kind of like, it's a ballad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not suggesting you change it.
No, that's all right.
But I'll tell you I have a problem because it was confusing to me. Gave his girl all the love he had, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe what you mean to say is he couldn't give her enough for himself, right? That's what you're trying to say?
I think he's thinking that I loved her. Why is she dying? You know, his love should have saved her or something. It's just love doesn't fix everything, and his love wasn't enough.
But we don't know that she's going to die until later in the song.
Well, he thought I'm a lucky man, and then right there it wasn't enough because the doctor said, "Tom, she's dying."
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
And I did already.
You're not going to change this song, Peter. You like it just
like
the
it
way
too
it
much.
is.
Well,
Yeah.
I made some changes. I think he's going to kick the neighbor's cat. No, but I had Tom had to tell her his very first lie because I was afraid the doctor. You might think the doctor told the lie, and I want to make sure you understand. Tom lied to her for the first time. It kind of gets me.
Good.
You know, he lied to her, honey. You're gonna, yeah. And then I'm really happiest with, if you care. He said he'd never leave her side. Then the graveyard got real dark, and so the world went black. I mean,
Amen.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like he stopped loving her today. You know, that's sentimental. Yeah, I can go on, guys. Thank you so much. We can move on if you want.
No, there are a lot of good lines in the song.
Oh, yeah.
And I really think, yeah.
Yeah, and I found myself just, you know, going along with your story, and I also think the music complements it really well. You know, you almost need something like that when the lyrics are kind of like darker and heavier, and it balances it out, I think, pretty well.
Thank you.
But thanks for sharing.
Yeah, pleasure. Oh man, I'm really happy. I'm glad you guys didn't trash it because I would have cried. That would have gave me something to cry about.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we still can give it a second listen, and then
Yeah, you want to hear it? Let's hear it again.
yeah, let's hear it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah, it's not very good, but we want to make sure it's not very good.
Yeah, we'll make sure we'll tell you the second time.
Okay. Oh man, I heard it the second time and it really sucked.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay, you guys. Yeah, I love hearing it because yeah, I mean it's one of the, I've got a few songs like that, just very few that just like there it is, I'm done. Thank you. What the hell? Stop that nonsense.
Bluegrass version.
Whew.
Bluegrass version.
A tear or two never hurt no one, may even do us some good. Well, I've got some sad, sad stories. Listen up if you would. Bob never missed a day of work. till they showed him the door. Would have snagged a 30-year bonus, just needed 1 day more. Could not face his wife and kids, went to where the whiskey flowed. Had the very first drink of his life, then a few more for the road. Found his way back home somehow. In the yard he kicked his cat, made it up the front porch steps, dropped dead on the welcome mat. You want something to cry about? You want to feel a little pain? I'll give you something to cry about. Make your tears fall like rain. Tom used to say, I'm a lucky man, 'cause he was made of hard stuff. Gave his girl all the love he had, but it just wasn't enough. Doctor said, Tom, prepare yourself. Her life is slipping away. He had to tell her his very first lie. Honey, you're gonna be okay. Promised her he'd never leave her side, and he would not take it back. Then the graveyard got real dark and his whole world went black. You want something to cry about? You want to feel a little pain? I'll give you something to cry about. Make your tears fall like rain. I may have broken a heart or two. Yeah, I've made some people cry. It's not that I wanted to, 'cause I'm not that kind of guy. But a tear or two never hurt no one, may even do us some good. I've told some sad, sad stories. I'd take them all back if I could. Yeah, take them all back if I could.
There you go, gentlemen. Thank you.
Still good.
So
Any
good.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Peter.
Ed. Welcome,
Hi,
Ed.
sorry I'm
Yeah.
late. Been looking
I don't know
forward
if
to
we're
it.
gonna-
Been looking for you, Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned your name just before. Oh, it was you,
Yeah.
Rick. Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, we'll move on to our next song.
All right. It's, do you want to talk about it, Rick and guys?
Rick and guys.
Rick and
you want-
Guy, Rick and Lie, Dave and Rick.
Yeah, Dave, I don't know what it's a pleasure to write songs with Dave, and I'm always, it's this song kind of pushed me in a direction that I'm normally not headed. So as far as like
Good.
singing, yeah. So
Do you want to say anything about the song or just play it?
just play it.
Okay.
Good idea.
Here it comes.
Let's be monsters of love. Put our backs to the wall. We'll keep standing. Take 'em on, one and all. Let's be monsters of love. The biggest, the best. We'll take some punches, but never rest. When you're down, I'll be the one to pick you up. I'll be around when things get rough. monsters of love will make them see our love brings the light.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Rich Flag was playing lead guitar. Remember
Really?
Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
All right.
How'd you find him?
Oh, we've been friends for forever.
Yeah.
50 years.
Yeah, he lives out in Pacific Grove and in California.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, it was wonderful.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's great to be making music with him.
Who was it? I didn't hear his name.
Rich, his name's Rich Flag.
Rich Flag.
Yeah.
Where do we know him from? I don't know him.
Well, he was in a band with me and
Oh, okay.
David and Danny Howell and Jim Lip and
Oh my God, Jim Lip.
yeah,
Right. And Andy Jones.
Andy Jones. Yeah,
Who played bass?
he Rich played bass some of the time, and then David played bass some of the time, right, David?
On what? You mean in the
Well,
band?
like on-
Oh, I played bass on one song back then. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Rich,
Okay, I've got a bone to pick.
we're
No,
not changing.
I'm sorry, you guys are reminiscing. First of all, what I like is when you go into that melody, when you go into the bridge, when we're done, I mean, just, bridges go off somewhere else and you can pretty predictable, but this was a beautiful change of gears, which I really, really liked. But it made me, when I started listening to the words more carefully, when we're down, I'll pick you up. All of us, you'll be around. There's a different relationship than being monsters. It's almost, I wanted to say, no, you're like partners of love. You're locked into love. You're always going to help each other. And then no, back to the other monsters. We'll fight, the darkness monsters back to the wall. I guess I just felt that little mixed, but maybe that's right, because the melody takes you down. When you're down, I'll be there to pick. So we're going to fight together. But I'm starting to get it maybe, but I thought you were mixing up your metaphor there.
Well, if you're living in a world of pain
Mhm.
and violence and anger, and you're for love, you're a monster. You're different,
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. It also made me question the voicing. I think I said this to David Hirschberg. You're a sweet songwriter, a sweet singer, and more Crosby, Stills and Nash, Paul Simon-ish.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted this guy to be a monster of
Yeah,
love.
it really was stretching it for me to
Mhm.
reach something in the song that was passable.
Yeah.
Because
No,
I
you
just
did
don't
it. It's definitely passable.
It works.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad it's a little, when I listen to it now, I don't know how David feels, but I feel like it could be a beat or two fast, a couple metronomic beats faster. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just nervous while you guys are listening to it. Maybe.
Yeah. Get it over with if you're listening to me.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to say about your singing, which I think is great in this song. And it is inconsistent with all the distortion, all the other noise.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it, is that it just sort of floats through all this other stuff, which I think is consistent again with what you wrote.
Maybe a mix would bring him up to make him a little stronger. He kind of gets lost in the
Well,
noise. I'm not noise,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noise.
Well,
Yeah, noise. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Sound,
seems
okay,
like there's so much paradox in the lyric and the style and the voices and whatnot, which is also quite interesting.
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
generally takes a little getting used to paradox.
Especially
You
if
know,
they're
What's the, yeah.
dentist.
There's a man from Ireland lives on our street, and he told me a story that in 1840, I think the early 1840s, the Choctaw Nation had to leave their homeland in Georgia and Florida and walk across the United States to a reservation in Oklahoma, I believe it was.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So in 1847, these people got together $175 and sent it to Ireland, to County Cork, to help the Irish starving to death. Okay. And it was, that's for these people to gather that much money, which is worth about $5,000 in our money.
Yep.
Okay. They did that. And then the Irish built a monument to them that's made of, it's a bronze piece, but it's all feathers, a bowl of feathers. And so when COVID hit in the United States, the Irish government got together money and sent it to the Choctaw Indian Nation to try to help them overcome all the devastation of COVID.
Wow.
Mm.
And these people are monsters of love. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So you
Yeah,
took it
yeah.
away from, I didn't see it beyond romance.
No, it's about two people deciding that they're going to try to do, in a world of,
Mhm.
Change the world.
they're going to go back and they're going to stand up. We're going to put our backs
Nice.
to the wall. We're going to take them on.
Uh-huh.
Bring the light.
Yeah, we'll take some punches, but we're not going to rest.
Correct.
Wow. Nice.
Hmm. Okay, any other comments? I think we should hear it again.
Okay. Let's hear it
Good
again.
idea.
I agree.
All right, I'm going to the bathroom.
I've
heard it
with
before.
you.
We'll slow it down then.
Let's be monsters of love. Put our backs to the wall. We'll keep standing. Take them on, one and all. Let's be monsters of love. The biggest, the best. We'll take some punches, but never rest. When you're down, I'll be the one to pick you up. I'll be around when things get rough. If there's danger, it will feed our desire. 'Cause we're monsters of love. We'll leap into the fire. Let's be monsters of love. We'll fight the fight. Wherever darkness moves, we'll bring the light. Let's be monsters of love. We'll make things right. We'll make them see our love's alive. If we are scared, we'll find the strength in each other's eyes.
Okay, sorry, Rick, I'm totally on board. I missed the point. And
Well,
yeah,
I tell you, David sang the song, and I knew we played it twice, and I wanted him to send his version in too.
oh,
He
yeah,
does
yeah.
it. David, you really sing this well, and I think people deserve to hear it. But
Yeah,
know.
you missed some words that didn't make it through.
Yeah,
If we are art, no
there was a
one will see them through, yeah.
I
Yeah.
heard that. Yeah, I like your version better. We can do mine another time if there's popular acclaim, and you know the mail actually does block Peter's door.
That was a joke. Thanks.
Oh, okay. Anybody have any other comments on this?
Yeah, I have a question. Did you consider at any time having some of your ending phrases go up? Because there's a real consistent rhythm, da 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 da, you know, and I wonder if an occasional up version of that would
Break it up a little bit.
Well, not so much break it up, but add a little energy to some of those really strong phrases, you know, fight, light, fight, you know, those are potent words. And I wonder if you would sing them differently if it went up a little bit occasionally at the end, you know, because where it builds momentum, it kind of relaxes in that drop.
So
Which
okay.
works on the one hand, but I think, you know, how do you want to hold the energy, the strength of your really great lyric and all the power of that rock and roll guitar stuff and rhythms, and let do you want the contrast, or do you want a little more sync with the energy of those other parts? It's just a little curiosity of how strong do you want it to feel? Because it's like rock solid in its movement and its rhythm. And I just wonder if shifting that occasionally might punctuate some of your lyrics in a way that could be useful for what you're trying to express.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I noticed that when I was singing it, and actually when I was listening to Rick, they do tend to get lost. And maybe it isn't the singer, maybe it is the melody there.
Yeah.
Huh?
I tell you, it was a real struggle. I mean, I sang it without recording it a lot, just along with David, and then I wound up recording it about 14 times. I sent David one night. I sent him a couple, and he wrote me back. He said, "Well, this is nice, but I think the implication that was all, I think you need to do it again." And that I got that from Peggy too. And so I did a couple of versions. Then I thought, well, I had to think about it. So maybe, Ed, maybe it's just a work in progress, and I need to maybe think about the melody in certain parts, or David and I do, and change it, and maybe make that work a little bit better, and really emphasize some of the lyric. And that's what I'm hearing you say. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so, because I wouldn't. I really like it as it is, but if I'm thinking, what do you want to punch in those lyrics? What has a little different feel from your heart in the rhythm of the singing that accentuates multiple rhythms and moods instead of one that feels like it moves along real. There's a constancy about it that's really nice. But I think the energy of the tune, if the Headbangers were singing it, there would be something that would bring varieties or ornamentations or something to some of your melody that might really kick the lyric. Because I think the song's got a lot of kick to it. And would you want to turn some of that looser?
Yeah, and I think what David is saying is like maybe some of the melody has to change in some of the parts. Some of the lines.
I mean, it's part of what I'm suggesting.
Yeah.
So it's two things. It's like
not necessarily the end, but just different lyric, and reinforce it with some kind of different, or have it marry with a melody that's a little bit more impactful and expressive of the lyric. Okay.
It could also be phrasing, but we can
Yeah, phrasing, syncopations, things like that.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
jagged quality in the guitar, and your style is not to sing in a jagged rock and roll kind of fashion, Rick. But I also, hear you diversify some of your delivery at times. That has a strengthening quality.
you gotta be willing to fail, I guess is the word.
Yeah.
You really gotta be willing to fuck up in order to get someplace else.
Well,
and
it's an
I think,
experiment. Yeah. Yeah.
you gotta push myself a little more, and take risks.
Yeah, and I would just want to say a couple things. One is it really helped for me the second time after hearing your sort of definition of monster. I think I was a little bit more kind of like Peter, where when I thought monster at first, when I heard it, I had like a negative connotation, and then you're fighting, for all the right reasons, etc. So it eventually, I think I kind of got there. It was way more apparent the second time. So just I noticed that going on, but yeah, I do think too it's a tough song to sing. I think rock songs in general are just tough. Period. And then I thought you did a really good job, and I do know you kind of have like a softer tone to your voice, which is I think like you're what you do really well. I mean, you do, but I thought you did a great job on it and really did the song justice. I hear kind of what you're saying with it, but
I came up with this idea, and just because you come up with an idea and it makes sense to me doesn't mean it. I guess it made sense to David enough to want to write some music to it. So, and I guess you guys, the thing that kind of bothers me is I gotta explain it, and I think with most songs that are any good, you don't have to explain anything, and so I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the idea of taking chances and writing a song called Monsters of Love. Well, for me, it's sort of like, what the fuck is that? So well, whatever,
Well, you're on a right track. And, it occurs to me, especially with your story about the native peoples, and I don't know if that's the Trail of Tears kind of history.
It is, yeah.
But those folks are warriors of love. Which has the same kind of strength as Monster with a little more directed
Another syllable.
quality.
Yeah, warriors. That's a tough sing.
Yeah, warriors. Yeah.
Warriors of love. That's a mouthful of words, but I get it though. I think that's more articulate, Ed. More to the point. It's just lyrically, it's hard to sing.
Well, it's more specific, and I'm not sure that's really what you were going for. I mean, that may have been the
something
backstory.
weird, David. I was reaching to something that was sort of outlandish. Like what the fuck is a monster of love? I wanted people to ask themselves, what is that? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Some kind of Marvel character, huh?
Yeah.
Or someone who just fights the fights.
Yeah.
It's
a monster.
Does the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about it.
So,
Think and committed.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Committed.
Yeah. The heroic activists and heroes of justice and
exactly. That's what I got. That's what I got.
Remember Monster Mash?
Yeah.
Hey, moving right along.
Yeah. I remember Victor Harrison's Mechanics of Love.
Well, Ed had something, or do you?
Well, Ed, what's up? Because I don't know if we could, you sent me some words.
Yeah.
And I didn't get anything audio in your email. It was blank.
Did you get it in a text?
I don't want to check that now real quick.
I
don't have any.
Let's see.
No, I don't have any. Yeah, good. Nope. No, I don't have that.
Well, I can try and do it live.
All right. Is that okay, Doc? I mean, David?
Yeah, fine with me.
All right.
I'll get the lyrics up. Hold on.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Just for context, we have 3 songs left?
Yeah, and we did 3 in about it's gonna be a little tight, so.
All right.
Okay, just keeping everybody honest.
It's about 3 minutes worth of music, I think, 3 something. And this is the next elaboration from that poem that I sent, worked with last time or two. You guys have been very helpful with that. And this is the sort of the first installment of condensing and structuring the lyrics.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
to
yeah. I
something that
remember.
that I can sing. So let me get my guitar a second.
I'll put the lyrics up in the meantime.
Yeah.
Make sure you turn your onto musician. Somebody explained it. He's got to change his microphone setting.
Down for musicians.
Yeah.
Let me see one other thing here. What happens if I just play the voice recording?
Well, let's hear. Let's find out.
See what that sounds like.
What kind of file is the voice recording?
I don't know what voice. It's voice recording on the phone.
Probably M4A.
M4A, probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I can-
let me just start it up, and if it
Okay.
sounds terrible, let me know and I'll do it live.
Everybody's okay.
Ready? All right, here we go.
Barely hear something.
I don't hear anything at all.
I don't hear anything
Okay.
either.
I noticed there were a lot of songs with the word fire in it, smoke.
Yeah, we got another one.
Yeah, maybe it just
Every song here so far is
Oh, Sandy.
particularly sensitive to the.
It's my sense of humor. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
I'm sorry about
I'm
that.
glad
too.
you are smiling and laughing.
Good to have a sense of
That's
humor.
Absolutely.
Yes. You know that.
Yeah.
You got to. You got to.
Got to get you out of my.
Now, what's the setting I have to do?
There should be up in your upper left-hand corner, maybe. It depends on what kind of thing you're using. You should set your to sound audio microphone for musicians or
All right, so I see a thing that says you want to switch to a different microphone or speaker.
No.
It
All right.
should be under your audio settings. So you should click on like the little logo that looks like a microphone, and it should give you some options, maybe like a little drop down button.
under.
Oh, select a microphone, MacBook Pro microphone.
Oh, well, then it should say audio settings, like maybe at the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And select that,
okay.
and then go
All right,
to
so I got a screen opens with general video, audio, etc.
yeah, and then if you go to, let's see here, if you scroll down, okay,
Uh-huh.
there should be under audio profile, so probably below where it shows
Yes,
your
I see
microphone,
that on the.
select original sound for musicians, and then this should play what the microphone hears versus it.
Okay. So then there's options about high fidelity music mode, echo cancellation.
I don't think the sub
Don't do anything with those.
those don't probably matter as much as just making that selection.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna close this and then tell me if it sounds any different. Can you hear it?
Just barely.
No, that's for you to be playing your guitar with.
Well,
The
it would
setting we
just-
just went to.
yeah, regardless, I'm wondering, since you have your headphones in, is it using the speaker that's on the headphone?
Right, let's see. Any different?
Yeah, it might be.
Can you
Yes.
take your unplug your headphones?
I did. Still can't hear it?
No.
No.
All right. Do you want to talk about the lyrics or do you want to,
Yeah.
Can you sing a cappella?
Yeah. Well, I can play the guitar a little bit and you can't hear the guitar though.
Actually, we can hear the guitar, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
A little bit.
Okay.
yeah, play it.
You hear a little something?
Yeah,
All right.
not much, but it'll help you sing it.
Sitting near the fire, smoky flames lift sadness higher. Sucks all the air from gasping breath. Friends surround this grieving mother who is missing her dear dead daughter. Friends and fire face the tragic loss. Music was the medicine. Music was the medicine. Music was the medicine for the evening. Waves recede in exhale. Exhale breath, now soft and calmer. Restore some new air for gasping breath. Tide repeats relentless rhythm. Pounding heartbeat, breathless sorrow. Hearts again feel this tragic loss.
Do you like for Neil?
Music was the medicine. Music was the medicine.
I foam peanut butter.
Music was the medicine for the evening. Music pounds like ocean waves. Chaos, no repair. Hurling, smashing, scatters round, squeezing out all the air. Squeezing out all the air.
That was rough, hard to listen to. I mean, it was difficult to really tell what's going on, but I can tell you've made some improvements.
You know, you really exemplified what this song is an example of what you were trying to tell me. I mean, you've got a great, marriage of lyric with the melody, and the melody, really reflects the meaning of the lyric, and it has a really interesting contours to the lines.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was noticing the melody also. I was sort of trying to get the harmonies and the chords. I couldn't hear it at all. But I agree. I like the contours of the the melody. It's sort of, it takes you where the lyrics are taking you.
Yeah. It's a good
Sounded
way to
very
put it.
Celtic to me. Sounded Celtic to me.
Yeah, I mean, I could honestly hear it hear it a cappella.
Mm.
You could,
It would,
yeah.
We almost did in a way. Yeah, I heard.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
except except there was the distraction of trying to hear the guitar, but
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, and I also think too, compared to your previous version that you shared, definitely a big improvement. I think this time the story's a lot clearer,
Yeah.
and the chorus kind of, I think really tied in a lot better this time. It is, I do think, the acapella thing is kind of interesting. You almost could do that, I think, with it.
You want me to try it?
I mean, if you want, I mean,
Go ahead.
I'll do an experiment. I might just play a little soft, just to keep my pitch. Sitting near the fire, smoky flames lift sadness higher, sucks all the air from gasping breath. Friends surround this grieving mother who is missing her dear dead daughter. Friends and fire face the tragic loss. Music was the medicine. Music was the medicine. Music was the medicine for the evening. Waves recede in exhale. Exhale breath, now soft and calmer. Restore some new air for gasping breath. Tide repeats relentless rhythm. Pounding heartbeat, breathless sorrow. Hearts again feel the tragic loss. Music was the medicine. Music was the medicine. Music was the medicine for the evening. Grieving pounds like ocean waves, chaos no repair. Hurling, smashing, scatters round, squeezing out all the air.
I was waiting for you to repeat that line. Maybe I didn't hear both of them. Okay. The only problem I have lyrically is when you got not metaphysical, when you got what's that word? When you got not concrete, but tragic loss, those conceptual, you have so many nice things like gasping breath and medicine, squeezing air, chaos. Well, chaos, but this concept, hearts feel like, ugh, tragic loss is kind of weak. I'm
Interesting. Okay.
that's just my take. I like dead daughters and gasping breath better and fire. Sorry, Sandy. And rather than the tragic loss. And you did it a few times, and Just
Yeah,
my comment.
sometimes it comes up.
I think I like steals the air from passing breath rather than
Yes.
sucks the air.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
thought.
absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steals
Yeah, that's a
all
good one.
from gas breath. Yes, you get a footnote on that.
Okay.
No, he gets a full. Okay. So maybe next time you could record an a cappella version
Hmm.
that we could just hear. You could add a little reverb to it if you liked.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Yeah, put one track down with your
And then-
guitar, then sing to another, and
Yeah.
then drop that guitar
Because
out.
I think this would work really well a cappella.
That's
I do
it.
too. Yeah, I do too.
That's very interesting because the guitar part feels like really integral to it in some way.
Not to those of us on the other side of the room.
Right, you're hearing it completely different.
An integral
Yeah.
cipher, yeah.
Well, we're not really hearing it at all. It's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, I am hard of hearing, but
Well, technology is not certain. My computer's always had trouble. You guys can't even hear me talk sometimes.
no, I think you're good at mostly. It's just it's a setting, and they set the microphone to put out all other noises and just bring voice, and that kills your guitar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we have 3 songs and 20 minutes left. We have 2 options, Peter.
Well, I encourage everybody to stay for what's going on here. But if you can stay over,
So we can stay over if we want to. Can everyone
I can stay over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Great. Then anything else? Any more on it? I'm looking forward to the next iteration of this. This is
Yeah.
really. This is like it's like watching a sculpture. A
Yeah.
sculptor.
Yeah. Thank you. I so appreciate the encouragement on it. It's coming together.
Yeah, it's coming together for sure.
Okay. Next, the ever irascible Victor Harrison has a song.
Irascible. Okay.
Victor, want to say anything about this?
No, this
There
is
will-
planned, and then we can talk a little bit about it. It's just a little instrumental, acoustic instrumental that was playing around with, and just a little work on it to smooth it out, and in the process, some interesting things happen. Then we can, I'd like to hear you listen, hear what you think about it, and then we can talk a little bit about the synthesis of it or the evolution of the tune.
Here we go. What do you think? Uh-oh, I'm not hearing anything. Oh, what's going on?
Thinking.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Victor, we don't know what to make of this.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Oh, not to wipe out their.
Yeah.
I heard tequila too.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Is that where you got the title, A Little Lost Time?
That's part of it. Yeah, it's just a little groove I got, and I recorded it, and
It's fun to listen to.
yeah, it is fun to listen to, and that's all it is. It's just a little groove that's fun to listen to. But I recorded it, and I was really relaxed, and so it's kind of flowed. And I said, that's kind of neat, and then I kept listening to it, and then I noticed that there's some options on the file. So I played it at different speeds. And so as I increased the speed, it smoothed the rhythm out, it smoothed the song out, and it added percussion. And it brought out more of the dynamics of the guitar.
And
So
it made you sound like a better guitar player.
It really did, but it was really kind of an epiphany for me, because the more I listened to it, the more I could hear they had the guitar resonating, and what a guitar can really do. The sounds that you can get out of an acoustic guitar, and the percussive, nature of it. It was kind of an education for me, and it's caused me to really try to listen much more carefully to what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and to how the instrument responds to what we're physically doing with it. Like Sander understands that, because he's worked on that for many, many years with his music. And so I just thought this was a kind of an interesting, evolution of not learning and experimenting and realizing what the capabilities of the acoustic guitar really has, as not only a melodic maker of music, but also a rhythmic and percussive maker of music.
All right, that's fair.
I was struck that it sounded like somebody had pulled a really early old recording out of somewhere before click stuff that we have that mimics or gets every nuance of the live sound or sampled sound or something. But it just has it's like, especially if it goes with your title, it's like, okay, so what time did that come from? How old a recording was that it sort of sounded to me.
And also, when you speed it up, you do lose time from.
Yeah.
Actually, you gained.
I knew you were going there.
So, it's a fun little tune. It's catchy. I love listening. I listen to it all the time. I just, I've really enjoyed kind of just playing it over and over again. And so that's it.
And to me, it's like it's a real guitar song. I feel like that you can only really get that sound, and really like the percussion does come through on it. And I think that's what's so fascinating about the guitar, is that you can really get so many different sounds out of the 20 some frets and 6 strings, and I think it does have a good flow to it. There's just something kind of upbeat, and I don't know, it makes you feel good when you hear it.
And also, I find that the easier you play it, the softer you play it, the more the greater the dynamics.
Yeah.
And the more you can get out of the strings, in various combinations, particularly on a good acoustic guitar, it makes a big difference. So, and Wipeout, that's, we all grew up with Wipeout. That was probably one of the first rock and roll songs we all probably heard, right? And my stepbrother played the drums, and he could play the drum solo. And it always amazed me, because I could never do it. I could always say, how do you do that? How do you do that? And here's 60, 70 years later, I'm playing I learned how to play Wipeout.
All right.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
That was kind of a fun little journey. You always take us places with your songs, with your playing. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
For the tour director, yeah.
Gonna play it again?
That's up to you. I mean,
We're
I
getting a
was-
little tight, but you
yeah,
know,
you want to hear it again, Sandra?
Sure.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
solo guitar.
all right.
Into it.
It's only like 3 minutes long, so it's not that.
That's 4.5.
Yeah, it's 4:34.
Oh, no, it's
4:34.
not really if you time it.
But it's
That's the actual,
counting.
that's the
Oh,
actual
yeah.
length of the recording. So
It
we cut
sounded faster. Yeah,
we cut a minute off of it by speeding it up.
Oh, did you speed it up? Is that the
Yeah.
sped up
Yeah.
version?
that's the
yeah,
sped
the
up
sp-
version.
That's sped up about almost between 1.25 and 1.5 times.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of an interesting experiment. And if you listen, you can really hear the percussion. You hear them.
Yeah.
All right, let's do
coming
that.
From the, it's almost
We'll
like
listen again.
some bongos.
4, 3, 2, 1. There we go.
So I will say that it really helped me to know the context of this because I was listening for a song,
Mm,
and
yeah,
this is a song, I guess, but that wasn't what the important part of this was.
right.
So like sometimes we explain the lyrics before we do the song, or we talk about the lyrics. So I just, yeah, it made more sense knowing what you were doing.
You got to watch that, Victor. He's, you think he's maybe not doing something, but he's doing something.
Okay.
Keep your eye on him, man.
There's a line for a song right there.
Was
There you go. He's always doing something.
That was an interesting compliment. Okay. Anything else on this? All right. Okay. Next is, I guess.
That's you,
Me.
buddy.
Okay. I just played the song as quoting, I think, somebody.
All right. You want me to play it too fast or never mind?
Sitting in the dark, feel my feet grow cold. My eyes just slits, liver shot with holes. I got a pound of bad habits, ton of bad ideas, and a few chips I'd like to toss while I'm here. There's a couple more scores I wanna make up for some down days and dumb mistakes. Deal or deal, this player gotta play, squeezing out what I can from one more day. Hey, let's roll, nobody fold. You can't lose what you can't control. Gonna slip away soon, can't sit and just be going down slow. Still too fast for me. A big juicy rib, a 12-year ride. Tiny pleasures make the time fly. Won't give up the high life or my low life friends. The story ends how the story ends. Hey, let's roll, nobody fold. You can't lose what you can't control. Gonna slip away soon, can't sit and just be going down slow. Still too fast for me.
Find a drum.
The smoke and the sweat sweeten the air. The scent of life, I want this everywhere. Pull up a chair, stretch back and breathe. It's not my way, just how it's gotta be. Hey, let's roll, nobody fold. You can't lose what you can't control. Gonna slip away soon, can't sit and just be going down slow. Still too fast for me. Hey, let's roll, nobody fold. You can't lose what you can't control. Gonna slip away soon, can't sit and just be going down slow. Still fast.
All right, nice one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thoughts?
Something I don't get. I'm always the guy that doesn't get it. You can't lose what you can't control. I don't. And then don't you lose what you lose what you can't control. Or you can't lose what you can't control. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You want me to
Did I miss-
explain it?
Did I miss the point again? Yeah, go ahead.
So our character isn't worried about losing what he can't control.
Oh. Not worried about, okay. Yeah, because it contradicts, a story's going to end, how a story's going to end. It's just got to be. It's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
You can't
You
lose.
can't
what
lose it if you don't have any control.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh,
Thanks for the remedial help. I like your sweat in, or your sweet in. It works both ways. The smoke and sweat sweeten the air.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke and sweat sweet in the air. Nice.
Yeah, I went with sweet in.
That only works in print. You only appreciate that in print, but you'll hear it. Yeah, nice job.
Yep.
Yep.
The tricky part of this, yeah, go ahead.
No, it took me there. I felt for this guy. Yeah.
So the tricky part of this song for me was getting from the verses to the chorus without.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because if you really, I don't know, I had a hard time. It seemed too abrupt, but maybe that was okay.
No, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here's my philosophy. Here's my philosophy. Oh, shut up. Let's go. Here's what I think. You're like, let's go. Yeah. Yep. I mean, David, you really do a good job of exploring something and getting us in there. If you've never been to Gamblers Anonymous, I mean, how did you figure this out? I mean, you have a friend? This is, the juicy rib and the smoke and the sweat. It's, you painted the picture. You took me in there. You made the movie, made the scene happen.
So actually, I did have a friend, a recently departed friend.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of an imaginary conversation I would have had with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or actually, his side of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
My side was much less interesting.
Yeah. Quit, buddy. Quit while you're ahead. Yeah.
Not possible.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Yeah. Nice job. Any other?
Anything else? Okay. So why don't we go to Jason's song?
Yeah. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with this, and let me go get it. You jump. I thought maybe you might want to play again, but this is gonna go here. And
Yeah, David, did you want to play again, or?
If somebody wants to hear it again, I've heard it before, but if anyone thinks,
well, if everybody's good with the time, I'd love to hear it again.
I
Yeah,
would enjoy it. Yes.
yeah,
then let's
I
do it.
would.
Let's go.
Okay.
Sitting in the dark, feel my feet grow cold. My eyes just slits, liver shot with holes. I got a pound of bad habits, ton of bad ideas, and a few chips I'd like to toss while I'm here. There's a couple more scores I wanna make up for some down days and dumb mistakes. Deal or deal, this player gotta play, squeezing out what I can from one more day. Hey, let's roll, nobody fold. You can't lose what you can't control. Gonna slip away soon, can't sit and just be going down slow. Still too fast for me. A big juicy rib, a 12-year ride. Tiny pleasures make the time fly. Won't give up the high life or my low life friends. The story ends how the story ends. Hey, let's roll, nobody fold. You can't lose what you can't control. Gonna slip away soon, can't sit and just be going down slow. Still too fast for me. The smoke and the sweat sweeten the air. Scent of life, I want this everywhere. Pull up a chair, stretch back and breathe. It's not my way, just how it's gotta be. Hey, let's roll, nobody fold. You can't lose what you can't control. Gonna slip away soon, can't sit and just be going down slow. Still too fast for me. Hey, let's roll, nobody fold. You can't lose what you can't control. Gonna slip away soon, can't sit and just be going down slow. Still too fast for me. Still too fast for me.
Yeah.
Great, David.
Yeah.
David, I really liked the delineation between the chorus and the verses. I mean, I think that was really important and it really works.
Yeah.
I like the way you dress this song, or I mean orchestrate it. It's something that's I kind of get a lot of imagery from it, but I don't get well, I don't know. I've listened to it several times, and yeah, there's something about it that I like a lot because of the imagery, but I'm not quite. I don't. I'm not quite feeling how how it works exactly in terms of a. You talked to me about it a bit, and that kind of helps. So I don't know. So I'm still thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really interesting mood shift between the chorus and the verse.
Yeah.
And instrumentally, it's the chorus. It's not that I planned this, but when I was putting it together, the chorus is very sort of amorphous. It's sort of messy. But when you get to the verse, I mean, not messy, but there isn't a lot of space. But when you get to the chorus, everything's easily delineated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really
I
clean.
like the way you speed it up at the end, the chorus, and slow it back down.
Oh, the double time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was good.
Make it a
And
country
that's hard to
song.
do too, orchestrating, putting that
Great
together,
job.
arranging that, so it works, and it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many tracks are there? I mean, it's kind of like 6 at least.
Ah, 6. I just use those for vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I meant
there
like
are.
individual instruments. I mean, I'm sure.
I doubled the piano. I had 3 electric guitars. I had an acoustic guitar, drums, bass, and there's only 1 vocal track because I only have 1 voice.
Here, one take, David.
Yeah, no. I'm getting closer to that, but no. Yeah, so there are a lot of tracks, and there's a lot of blending. I think of instruments in and out.
Yeah, they all work really well together, and I really like how you end that note. The way it resonates, real nice.
Thank you.
David, 2 little tiny lyrical things. The smoke and the sweet sweat in the air. When you sang it, the way I heard it the last time was the smoke and sweat sweeten the air.
Yes.
Which do you mean?
Smoke and sweat sweeten.
Sweeten, yeah. I like that better.
It's the smoke and sweat sweeten the air.
They got something to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They have something to do. You know, there's an.
You want to make it a verb of action.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I wasn't sure whether to use sweet in or sweeten, but when I sing it, you can't tell.
Yeah, that's
the
what's
problem
great
with
about it. No, that's a great part of it.
I heard sweeten the second time particularly, and I like the action part of that. Those smoke.
You just got to work on the enunciation a little bit. Sweeten can work. You just have to sing it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can understand it.
So I you picked a particular place where I was having, it's like, is my narrator going to say sweeten? My character's not going to say sweeten.
No.
My character's going to say, if he's going to say anything, it's like, hey, this is sweet.
Yeah.
It's in the air. But your point is well taken.
Excuse me while I kiss
the other line in that same verse is, it's not my way, just how you saying it's got to be.
Yeah, and I missed that too. I need a proofreader.
And you capitalize my way.
I capitalized my way intentionally.
In honor of Frank Sinatra.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a song I hate more than any other song in the world.
I think a couple that line and some of the other places, what I get is this conflict of the story about cold feet, bad liver. I would actually think a quantity bigger than a pound of bad habits would be useful. Long and also with your ton of bad ideas. But what's another big thing about bad habits? Maybe you have pounds of them on your body, but this conflict of slow down and play hard, keep the roll going, is a facing of limit, as I understand it, and he doesn't like it worth shit.
He's resigned to it.
He's going to do what he's going to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's resigned to his lifestyle.
They resigned, Rick.
There's resignation. He might have tried to change, but he realizes he can't, and it's too late. And so he might as well just get into it and go down.
Going
slow,
down.
but it's still too fast for me.
Go down swinging.
Go. And the difference, and the reason I capitalized my way, because you're not going to tell that when I sing it, is that that's just sort of a really bragging song. That's not what this guy's about. It's like, this is just it. I don't control this. This is just how I've got to be. This is what my life is.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely resignation. Good job. Good word. Somebody said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Great work, David.
David, I like the word sweeten. And I think anyone who could say you can't lose what you can't control, most certainly could say sweeten.
Okay, so let's take a vote. How many people think it should be sweeten, like sweeten your coffee?
Well,
with
you're
sugar?
right about the character, but sweeten sounds better to me than sweet the air. I didn't
Yeah,
make any sense.
Well, it would be sweet, and yeah, sweet in the air.
It's also a lyric. This is not the way he necessarily would talk. This is what
Right.
the guy is saying about it, you know, and I like sweet in the
Okay.
air.
All right. Well,
You know, but it's,
You
I
have to-
like the
you have to
ambiguity
read that
too.
to know that.
What's
You have
that?
to what?
You have to read it to know it.
Yeah, and
No
that's
matter what
fine.
you think.
Yeah,
Your
which
ears-
is Sandy, which is not what you want a lyricist wants to hear. You know, he just doesn't.
Correct.
You know, it's a point well taken.
The smoke and
Um,
sweat, sweet in the air. No, yeah.
so the thing about the Pound of Bad Habits, Ton of Bad Ideas, I really wanted the Ton of Bad Habits and Pound of Bad Ideas, but didn't sing the same way.
Now,
Mm-hmm. No, you can have all
So-
kinds of ideas. You have an idea
So-
a minute, at least I do.
I got a life of bad habits.
I got a leader.
And
How
I got
about
a death
leader?
of bad ideas. You
What
know.
a
And I
boatload.
got a ton of bad ideas.
a kilogram.
Kilogram.
All right. Okay.
Milliliter.
Next.
Yeah, next. Thank you. Next, we have one left,
And
Yeah.
I'll
and it's
tell
only
ya,
9:16.
And guess what? We are not going to argue about the lyrics here.
Are we going to argue about the spelling?
No
No.
way.
This is a treat. I mean, you know, it doesn't always mean you say the best for last. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But, well, I'm,
Play it.
hold on a
Jason,
second.
do you want to say anything before we play it?
Yeah, I mean, now there's such a buildup. I was just gonna say, I just threw this together today because I wanted to share with the group, but I've just been spending a lot of time, playing the electric guitar, and before I used to only play, acoustic, and past few months I've just only been playing electric, and I feel like relearning the whole instrument essentially. But part of it, I have been, playing around with it so much. I started playing songs I used to play on the acoustic. And in fact, Marty Robbins, I learned about Marty Robbins actually through this group. And I really, really love, Streets of Laredo. And, I was just playing around on the electric, and it just sounded, I thought, just so it worked. And it's like it's so different than, I guess, how I normally have heard the song. And I think it's a testament to like when you got a good song, you can play it almost sort of any genre.
Yep.
And then I guess just kind of going back to like the guitar stuff we talked about before, I just think it's such a cool, versatile instrument. It's still kind of, it's a guitar ballad, but it's a rock version of it. But anyway, with that being said, I just wanted to kind of share with the group because I thought it was cool. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it, but anyway, hope you enjoy it.
As I walked out in the streets of Laredo, as I walked out in Laredo one day, I spied a young cowboy wrapped all in white linen, as cold as the clay. Oh, beat the drum slowly and play the fife slowly. Sing the death march as you carry me away. Take me to the valley that lay the Sodom. For I'm a young cowboy and know I've done wrong. I can see by your outfit that you are a cowboy. His words he did say as I boldly walked by. Come sit down beside me and hear my sad story. Been shot in the breast and I know I must die. Go fetch me some water, a cool cup of water, to cool my parched lips. Then the cowboy did say, before I returned, his spirit had left him, had gone to his maker. The cowboy was dead.
Oh, beat the drum slowly and play the fife slowly. Sing the death march as you carry me away. Take me to the valley that lay beside of me. For I'm a young cowboy and know I've done wrong.
Good
Right.
night.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I want
Love
you
it.
to-
Like the guitar down.
Could you do Danny Boy next?
Waltzing Matilda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
I
good.
just
That's a
think it
great
works so
song.
well.
Oh,
I
I
never
really
really saw the lyrics to that song.
You know, and it's one of my favorite old cowboy songs. I mean, it's just I remember Burl Ives and some, you know, or somebody. Well, there's another one like that, Two Hairs on His Chest, which is very similar to this. But yeah.
That was great. That was fun.
But this
It
is
was
actually
Thank
written
you.
by Marty
I love that
Wallace.
last chord.
The
Yeah.
last chord's
Uh,
great.
Oh, good. Yeah, but I mean, I think it's actually, and I may be wrong in this, but I think this is just his version of it. In fact, I hit some other lyrics I think that are slightly different. I think it's
Yeah.
actually an old cowboy song. This
Yeah, it
is
is. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't get
his, I guess,
songwriter.
specific lyrics. Yeah, I mean, I just Googled it real quick,
Yeah.
just to get some lyrics
Yeah.
for it.
Well,
But-
thanks for doing that.
So
Yes.
we're not gonna critique the lyrics.
No. Well, you made a mistake. You said carry me along
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Oh.
that's nothing.
Away, yeah. But yeah, and I also, this is like a different version. I think it says like I saw young cowboy. I think I like that better. The one I guess the lyrics that I had found before said I spied, and I think saw
Yeah.
was better.
Yeah.
Maybe I were saying it wrong, but I thought it was away, and this one's along. I think along's better. But
But
you know,
rhymes is wrong. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's true. But anyway, it's you know, just glad you guys liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me-
yeah,
that's
it's fun.
good. That's great.
Yeah.
That was fun. That's
Thank you.
great.
That's a classic song.
Oh,
Really like
yeah.
your playing.
Oh,
Oh.
God, yes.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've been, really working on it. And what's so interesting, so many songs that I've been working on, I think more of like a rock sound. Before I was kind of all over the place, doing everything from like bossa nova to country to kind of bluesy rock. And lately I've just kind of been more focused on rock and maybe a little bit of blues, but really focusing on the electric. And I think that's been so neat to see how so many songs just take on a whole different personality on the electric. And while it's been I felt kind of a pain because it used to be just so easy just to pick up the acoustic, and I always felt like, I don't know, I pick up the electric, I never sound how I want to. But it's really like finally coming together. And I just think, normally I'd finger pick that and kind of arpeggiate that out a little bit more. But just, I don't know, playing with the pick in that style, it's fun. And I just now am like kind of playing a lot of the songs I already have written, and just trying them as an electric version. Sometimes they take on a whole different feel, and sometimes I think that's what the song needs. But anyway, I don't
I
want
mean,
to.
it kind of argue. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, it kind of argues against the traditional in a way, which is all right. I mean, it's sad, but this means something too, and it says something about what rock and roll can do too, because I think it works.
I had a question, Jason. Why do you think it's starting to come together? What's beginning to, make your electric guitar playing gel?
Oh, I mean, it's just good practice. I mean, and it's just having that sort of, I don't know, comfortable feeling when I'm playing it. We're talking about tone earlier, and I think a lot of that is just getting the tone, the emotion, the timing. It's all sort of one thing. And for me, the more comfortable I feel with an instrument, for example, like it's almost like the more I can put my guard down and really kind of open up to the instrument and feel comfortable with it, the more I can like express. And I almost think that's really what music's more than just notes and keys, etc. It's just that sort of transfer of that emotion, and I feel like it's been a long time just playing to kind of get it, I guess, to come where it is now. But I'm just excited because as a songwriter, I think that's what I'm trying to do, lyrically we're capturing these moments and, really trying to put that sound to it, not necessarily the notes, but as, like the sound that accompanies it, because you could have the right notes and you could have the right, almost everything from a musical and a technical perspective. But if you don't have that right sound to it, it can really just change it. We talked about the Kinks earlier. I just heard a story about, I forget which really got me, it took them forever to figure out how to get that sound. And they actually took razor blades and cut the speakers of, his box to get that sort of like extra distorted sound out of the amp. And I think that's, the sound just is like another, I don't know, like when cooking, it's like another ingredient that you add as a songwriter. And so I felt like I was always able to do that acoustically. And so all my songs were kind of acoustics. I felt so comfortable with the acoustic guitar, and I'd pick up an electric. And what I was really just trying to do is, I don't know, just come up with a quick little lead, but I wasn't really composing on it. I wasn't really feeling I could put the sort of sounds I hear inside, like express that as well on the electric as I could the acoustic. So I just feel like I've gotten to that point now where it's starting to feel way more natural and come out. And then when I start applying it to like other songs, like Streets of Laredo, which I normally, figure pick and play a more Cowboys sort of style, it's just been like, I don't know, like a whole new world of songs with the same songs. So I think that's really neat.
Excellent.
Oh, I'm really curious. I wanted to ask you for a long time, Jason, and what you're talking about with the instruments kind of brings this question up again. When you sing, you don't speak in the same kind of cadence or pronunciation as when you talk. And I'm curious about how that has evolved for you as a way of expression, and I don't know if there's an understanding about it, it's just something that comes out. But I'm curious about the difference in your speaking voice and your singing voice. Can you speak about your experience of that at all?
Oh, I don't know. I think when I sing, I'm not, maybe I focus more on my voice than when I just normally talk. But that, I mean, do you mean more like I'm always trying to match the timing of the song, or at least how I hear it. And then I think when I listen to music, in fact, I'm not really like the biggest in terms of like lyrics to songs. Like I'm always driven more by the music, and it's to me when I'm singing and I'm just, I don't know, like the predominant or the main thing for me is the music, and that's why I think I like guitar music. I think the best, but it's, to me, I'm just kind of going off the guitar timing, and what I hear is like the timing of the song.
Yeah.
And,
well, and your pronunciation shifts on some things that your normal language is sort of pretty conventional English, and your singing language to me has a quality of
Kentucky
country dialect, or there's a different quality of your speech that I'm curious about.
Oh yes, I think it's just for me, I can sing it better. I guess harmonize it better, in my opinion. I don't hear. I guess and it also just kind of like how I sound when I sing a little bit louder. It just kind of comes out that way. And so I do think it has a little bit more of a country sound to it. But yeah, I mean, I don't sing and talk the sound way. It's just how it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Neither did the Beatles or Mick Jagger, Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they all went there. They all went there because it comes from black, it comes from blues, and it comes from country. That's the best way to handle English sung, I think. Well, we could argue that forever because there's opera and there's other ways, but there's a beautiful way of making English sound the way you're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
I want to
kind of fascinating. That's why I've been a little curious.
build on what Ed said. I agree with.
Good job, Jason.
Oh,
I
thank
agree
you.
with
Victor saying good night. Good night, Victor.
See you later.
Victor,
Bye,
thanks.
Victor.
Keep
Thank
picking.
you.
I agree with Ed And I've noticed that too. And I've also noticed that the more you've been singing, the less, the more your singing voice starts approximating your singing voice. Your singing voice and your talking voice become closer.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed that more recently, and I'm wondering to some extent whether it's just because you're becoming more comfortable singing.
It could be. I do think just the more practice, the better I get. I mean, it's singing, guitar playing. It's just, I mean, that's the real secret. It's just hours of
Yeah.
practice.
It shows, man.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And and I'm excited. I've got, and I think also too when I go for like a rock. We were talking about vocals earlier. When I sang, I sang in choir, and I was a bass in choir, and I can kind of sing that sort of style of music. But when it comes like rock songs and things like that, it's hard. It's not the right tone for it. And then I also think too, when I sing, that maybe that's why the country tones kind of work a little bit better, I think, for me, for that sort of style of music. But I also think too, it just kind of that rock kind of country rock. I don't know, maybe it's good sound. I think kind of also ties to a lot of the subject matter, that I tend to write about. So
Whiskey
and drinking and
beer,
finer things in life, But anyway, but an interesting observation. So thank you.
Yeah, creating a good vocal persona, I could call it.
we are going to have to pay Peter double time for any more. So
That's all right. That's all right. Keep it going.
Yeah, I'm
We're
gonna
in
have
time. We're only in time and a half yet.
Okay. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Thank you.
Let's say good night.
That's all
Let me
right.
kill.
Thank you guys. Nice seeing you all.
Thank you all
definitely.
for